Hello everyone, I am Krooked, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. And this, believe it or not, is Spider-Man and Venom in Separation Anxiety. Not just Separation Anxiety. This is the sequel to Maximum Carnage, and if you can tell, it's already not really that good. Already has a worse presentation than the first game, where instead of all those cool comic scenes, now you just get yellow text, black background. Woo! Yellow text, background. Wow! Wow. This is... what a downgrade. I found a secret room, so that's kind of cool. Wow, what a downgrade. This... if this came before Maximum Carnage, I don't think this would be bad, but this is... this looks like everything from Maximum Carnage got toned down, and not in a good way. Like, it looks ugly compared to Maximum Carnage. All the enemy names have been removed, so you don't get to see if you're beating up Fred or Dirk anymore. Now it's just No Name McBad Guy. It uses the same characters as the last one, but the sprites are like downgraded, which normally in sequel games you either upgrade the sprites or you use the same sprites and introduce new characters. I don't know what they did here. It's like they said, oh yeah, keep the same sprites, but make them look not good. Make them a bit more colorful, but make it not good. In terms of like controls, it, for the most part, plays about the same as Maximum Carnage, but not. It's really hard to describe it, having played both games. I'm sure you can see, just jumping, Spider-Man just isn't jumping to any degree that I'd feel that he would. Like, I feel a normal guy could jump that high. So, I mean, controls-wise, it feels similar, but not as satisfying. Like, the punches don't have the same weight to them. Because of the animations and everything, it's just kind of like, okay, I'm a sprite hitting another sprite, and that's what this feels like. Whereas in Maximum Carnage, you can kind of feel the impact, especially with Venom. When Venom jumps, when he does anything, it's just like, wow, he is a powerhouse, and he's hitting like one. And this game just doesn't provide that. Is Spider-Man so far? Again, it may be different with Venom, but as Spidey, it just has all the oomph taken out. His eyes on his suit is something else that I noticed really quickly, because he looks just menacing and angry. Look at that. And what else is just bothering me is this is like basically a 1-for-1 recreation of the first level of Maximum Carnage. A lot of games do this. New Super Mario Bros. Kind of does it and is notorious for it. Heck, New Super Mario Bros. Luigi U Deluxe, whatever it is, that's literally the same game with a few changes to the levels, but it's the same game. This is kind of doing that, but it's doing it in a way that's not special. So just being able to see the enemies' names in an actual life bar instead of just that little teeny tiny symbol next to my name. There are so many ways they could have done it. They could have put it right under Spider-Man in his health bar, just like they did in the original. Even if I had a second player, they could do it for them too. It doesn't make much sense why these downgrades are here. But that's not even the worst crime this game has. So you'll notice that this level has taken a really long time. By this point in Maximum Carnage, I was already on level 2 or 3. We were learning more of the story. We were doing stuff. Here, I'm still on level 1. This has far overstayed its welcome, just beating up the same exact group of thugs constantly with no end in sight for this. And none of them have names. There's no weight to any of my attacks, so it just feels empty. This is boring. It feels just so generic, and where every beat 'em up game does things right, this one does it really wrong, because it's just, again, I feel like I'm just punching bad guys for no reason, and the soundtrack feels like they tried to imitate the other one by taking some of its music and reusing it. And it's so bad because I want this one to be better, because this is a 2-player game. I could be playing with someone else's Venom right now, which I think would be so cool. Oh, hey, look, it's the same music as Maximum Carnage. And instead of the big brawler guys, there's weird unnamed robot that kind of just dances as his attacks. He doesn't feel like nearly as in place as the big buff guys with the billy clubs that come up and start fighting. And they moved the correct way to be those big billy club carrying guys. More pictures taken from the comics, more just dumb. And now we get to the worst part of the game. You see these Life Foundation guys? Right here? You don't know they're Life Foundation guys because it doesn't say their name. But that's all this is. It's Life Foundation guys. This is the rest of the game. Is going through, fighting these unnamed Life Foundation guys, and trying to make the best out of it. This is so generic that, like, bad fighting games are still better than this. Or beat 'em up games, not fighting. I can think of a game off my head that will probably be coming to the channel soon. Because it's another game from my childhood that I have an affinity for, but I don't think it's good. Called The Tick. That basically existed to make fun of games like this. It made fun of the whole superhero genre, and the game is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with a bunch of no-name characters, but it does it in such a better way that even though it's a bad game, it's probably better than this. And this is a sequel to one of the best games ever. Like, I don't care who you are, Maximum Carnage is one of the best games ever. And this game is just trash. Like, it is so bad. And it's boring, and the characters don't look good, and they took away the cool presentation of the comics, and they took away all the good storytelling, and they took away everything. Look what they did to my boy. And it's bad. It is so bad. I want to actually die so I can come back as Venom, so we can see if Venom has any differences. That would be a redeeming quality of this game, is if Venom is different at all. I can't even die properly in this game. This is... like, imagine a game where the enemies don't hurt you enough to, like, do a lot, so they just send a bunch of enemies at you. With, of course, instant deaths. just shows the symbiotes instead of anything cool like that, and it's game over. There's no continue. They messed up Spider-Man's name because it doesn't have his hyphen in it. This is a shame. He has weight, but it feels not good. I'm not this big commanding monster anymore. I'm just kind of blue Spider-Man with a weird face. And his hits, there's no weight to it. He moves just like Spidey does. No differences at all, other than he now does the screen shake like he did in the original. But he did that in the original. It made sense because he was a huge dude who commanded like attention for where he's at. But in this, he's just blue Spider-Man. So, with all that being said, this game sucks. Because it's 2-player, I'll give it a couple points. You know, it's a 3 out of 10. But other than that, this is just a bad version of Maximum Carnage with multiplayer, and it feels almost like a fan mod. And honestly, I wish someone would just add multiplayer into Maximum Carnage, because it would be a better game than this, even if it was a stupid, awful multiplayer that didn't work well. So, with all that being said, if you like this video more than I like this game, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted. And don't forget to hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever a new episode comes out. And other than that, if you want to support the channel a bit further, you can check out my Patreon. Link is in the description down below. And with all that said and done, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted. And I will see you on the next episode. Bye!